Hey guys, so in today's video I will be talking about everything that I personally know about applying to the US, studying in the US visa processes, how it works, your OPT, your H1B visa, pretty much everything that I know. I have done quite a bit of research, so I hope this video helps you. In case you still have more queries, please write to me and I'll try and help you as much as I can, or I'll probably try and get you in touch with someone who would properly be able to help you better. So point number one, when to apply and where to apply. Obviously, where to apply would be on you. I have no take in that. That is completely up to what you're interested in. Make sure that you do your research. Make sure you compare the pricing of every school, the reputation of every school, the reputation of the particular course in that school. So for example, a college might be extremely well known, something like, let's say, NYU or Columbia, but that particular course in that college is not at all well known. In fact, it's not even known for that. So you would not go to, let's say, Harvard to do a course in, I don't know, filmmaking and communications. But if you want to go to, let's say, Harvard and do an MBA or to do a law degree, it makes sense. So make sure that you're just not going behind the brand name, but you're also actually going behind the course. Do your own research. Do not get influenced by anyone, not even me. This is just me telling you to do your research. Secondly, when it comes to applying, most colleges in the US, the most popular time for an intake is for August and September period, which is basically called a fall intake. So most students join this college in fall. Having said that, some people even join college during the summer, and some people even join college during the spring, which is around the Jan semester. If you're joining in the fall semester, you have to apply by the previous year's November or December. Of course, this varies from college to college. There is no fixed rule. Every college has their own different deadline, which is why it's so important that you do your research. The reason why I'm saying November or December is most people do not think that far ahead. So most people are like, oh, if the college will begin in August, I'll see in March, April, May or whatever what the situation is with the entrance exam or with the applications. That's not how it works with the US. If you're looking at getting, for example, into a college for August 2017, you should have started doing your research in around November 2016 period. I would say start in October 2016, so almost 1 year in advance, or at least a good 10 months in advance is when your research and your application process should start. So for me, the deadlines were all the way till March. So it gives a person a lot of time to apply. However, I know that when I was applying to which I did not eventually do, but when I was considering it long time back to apply to UCLA, I think, their deadline for August intake is the previous November 1st. So make sure that you know which college you're applying to and make sure that you know the deadlines. So just to move on from this, of course, applying takes a lot of time and a lot of energy. As you can see, that the mere fact that it's a 10-month process means that it takes time. So make sure that you're thoroughly organized. A lot of people also take help from different agencies that help you apply abroad. I haven't personally don't have any experience with these agencies, but I know some of them do a good job and some of them don't. So that is up to you completely, but I did it completely on my own and I was very comfortable. It was definitely very hectic, but it's completely possible. So if you want to save your money, do it on your own. But if you're really nervous and you have really no idea on how to do it and this is your first time and you just don't have any help, write to me, or I would say you do take help from an agency. But make sure, again, the key point in this is be organized. Most colleges will ask you for transcripts, statement of purpose, essays, referrals. So it's a lot of things that are needed and it's not just one simple entrance exam. One thing that I keep in mind is never apply on the last date of your deadline. So if your deadline is 20th of January, don't apply on 19th Jan. I mean, there's no harm. It's not like your application would be rejected. But why do you want to go through that stress? Always make sure that you apply as soon as possible. In fact, there are some colleges, most of them, that have two deadlines. One is the early bird deadline and one is the normal deadline. If you apply for early bird, which I think is called, I'm not sure if it's actually called early bird, but it's basically the first deadline, is that you will be given priority. So it's called early decisions, I think, is when if you apply within that first deadline, you will get to know before everyone else whether you've gotten in or not. So I feel like that's so much better, because you can then sit relaxed while everyone you know is still applying and is still waiting to hear from people, and you already know that you've gotten in or not gotten in, as a matter of fact. And if you haven't, then you still have time to apply to other places. So now that you have applied and you have, let's say, gotten admitted, yay, congrats for that, is that you will have to do your I-20 process. This is not easy. I'm not going to honeycoat it. This process is really agonizing. It's really annoying. Of course, in this video, I cannot give you a checklist, or I cannot go through every single detail, because I can only speak from my experience at the new school. These are the things that I personally had to do, but that really does not mean that you at maybe some other college in some other city of the United States might have to do the same thing. Your college or the institution that you have been accepted to gives you that I-20 document. This I-20 document will only be given to you by the college when you prove to them that you can fund your degree. Whether it's your parents funding it, you are funding it, a bank is funding it through a loan, whatever it is, that your funding is ready and it's in your bank account. They need proof. They want to see your bank account. They want to see a government document. Like, I had to get a notarized document saying that yes, I have these funds in my bank account. My bank had to give a document saying that yes, she has this X amount that they required, this X amount in her bank account, or not in my personal bank account, but let's say my father's or my mother's bank account, or let's say if the bank is giving a loan, that this loan has been given. So it has to be all in written documentation. It has to be all proven to the bank that you can financially afford this degree. This, of course, is a huge thing. Even if you are getting financial aid, even if you are getting scholarship, make sure that you can prove everything on paper, because they will want to see it. College will take at least 3 weeks. I think it was more, maybe a month, to revert back and give you your I-20. So don't worry. I was really stressed about my I-20, but you will get it. If you have proven your financial status, you will get it. Once you get your I-20 is when you can go to the US Embassy and apply for the visa. This process is really not hard at all. I feel like it's hyped so much and it's so scary, but in reality, the I-20 process was so much harder than the visa process. You will apply to the embassy. Once you receive your I-20, you will take a date. Of course, this has to be done, which is why I say apply early, so that you get your decision early, so that you have enough time to do all of these processes, because it takes time. You have to pay some fees. I don't remember what it is. I'll list it down below. Again, this, I would suggest that you take someone's help. I took someone's help, like a visa guy, I don't know what you call them, like a travel agent person, who helped me with this, who also does student visas. So I physically had to go for the appointment, but he just helped me get the appointment and get the date and pay this fees. So I feel like it was much easier for me personally to do that, but I know that not everyone does that. It's like most people just do it on their own. All you need to know is every single thing that you had submitted for your I-20, you need to know it by heart, because they are going to question you. Personally, for me, they asked me that who is going to fund my degree, and what I said was has to match exactly what I wrote on those documents. So basically, so long as your information is matching with what you say in the interview and what you give in your documentation, there is really nothing to worry about. It's really not a hard process. Once you finish your interview and you get your visa, it's time to officially move to the US. And this is when the fun part begins. Of course, I will make another video on living in the US if you'd like to see one, like on your apartment hunting and how to go about actually moving in to a place that you've never been to. So that's something that if you are interested in, let me know, and love to do that. So once you are moved into the US and you're doing your degree, at least in my case, now this might differ, but most likely it's the same for most master's students. I am not talking about undergrad here, because undergrad process might be very different. This is for purely for masters is what I'm talking about. So in most master's degrees, if it's a 2-year degree, out of those 2 years, your first year you can only work part-time on campus, which means you can work 20 hours part-time on campus. You cannot take any sort of job outside. That job cannot be internship, it cannot be unpaid, in no form can you do anything outside college. Most people will say, oh, but I'm just interning for free without taking any money. That's also legally not allowed. You can only and only work on campus. I know it's very disheartening to hear that, because a lot of kids would want to get experience even if it's for free at any firm or any company. But at least my college, and I know that it's the same with other colleges, are extremely against this. It's not allowed, it's not a part of your visa. On campus jobs are really not that bad, guys. You can, if you're looking at earning money, you can earn actually quite a bit from an on-campus job. You can become a teacher's assistant, you can become a research assistant, you can do office jobs like admissions help or receptionist or librarian. You can do a lot of these jobs, and trust me, they are pretty well paying. Especially because at least with New York, they've raised their minimum wage amount, so you will at least be earning about $12 or about 11.50 to $12 an hour at least. 20 hours a week is the maximum you can do. I feel like you can earn a substantial amount. It's really like, if for earning some good pocket money, it's not a bad idea at all. In your second year is when you are allowed to work off campus. This working off campus, whether it's for free or paid or unpaid, it doesn't matter, is called CPT. I will note it down exactly the full form of CPT because I don't want to mess it up. CPT is basically any work that you do while you are enrolled in your degree. This work, it can be off campus. I will finish my first year in May, and then I will begin my summer internship. This summer internship that I do, which I'm allowed to do because I've finished 1 year off campus, this summer internship would be a part of my CPT. And then later on, once I begin college again, once I begin my second year and I want to do any sort of work or any sort of internship, that will all be a part of my CPT. CPT, again, if it's during your semester time, you can only do 20 hours a week. They don't allow you to do more than that. However, if it's during the summer, you can be full time because it's not going to hinder with your studies. So we talked about your on-campus jobs in your first year, your CPT in your second year, and now once you have graduated from your 2 years master's degree is when you're eligible for an OPT. And OPT is again listed right here, is very helpful. Most people take it up. It's a job experience, you could say, for 12 months where you can work anywhere you like in any company you like, no restrictions other than the fact that the company has to be directly related, or that job that you do has to be completely and directly related to your field of experience. So if you're doing a degree in masters in media studies, you cannot take up a job as a taxi driver. Soon before your 12 months are finishing is when you can apply for an H-1B visa. So the H-1B visa is basically essentially a temporary work visa. This visa is what you can apply for when you're finishing off with your OPT. You need not have actually finished it. Your H-1B is really not that easy to get, so most people don't even apply for it or don't even have hopes for it. It costs money to do it. A company has to be willing to sponsor you and willing to take that risk to apply for you. Because most likely if you do not get that visa, that money is lost. The H-1B visa is a 3-year visa, as I said, and I think it can be extended to 6 years. I'll leave down any information or any corrections right here because I might be wrong and I'm not really reading from my phone. I'm just speaking from all the research that I know. It's after this is when you apply for your green card. So I won't go much into the green card because that goes into residency issues and stuff like that. But you as a student, if you are looking at working, coming to the US, if you're a little concerned and you're not sure about what is the visa system, is going to the US worth it, is applying to your college worth it, is the return on investment high enough or not, I hope this video helps you to get an understanding of how much work experience you're allowed and how much work experience you're not allowed, how much you can earn, how much you can't. So just a little bit about my own personal experience. I applied, I'm currently doing my master's at the New School, and I'm doing my master's in media studies, which is also basically mass communication, and I'm specializing in digital video production. So I personally feel like this has been the best decision that I've made, and this degree is precisely exactly what I wanted, and I couldn't be happier with my experience here at this school. It's definitely really unique. It's very up to date. It has a lot of fun stuff like PR and marketing and stuff as well. The return on investment is there. It is definitely there. It's what you make out of it. So for me, I personally came here to learn all the skills that I wanted to learn when it comes to camera work and editing and stuff like that. So I came to learn very specific skills. and the return on investment depends on how you use those skills. So of course, I will get to have my CPT, I will get to have my OPT hopefully, and after that, if I get an H1B, great. If I don't, great. And I think what you need to remember as someone who's applying to the US is to have an open mind. All you need to know is that stick till your OPT, and then after that, anything is possible. So yep, that's about it. I hope this video was helpful, and I will leave as many points and as many links in the down bar description below so that it helps you, and I will see you next time. Bye. Do not disrupt your finances during the month. Once I know that, okay, this is the budget of my month that I have to basically stay within, I take out my essential payments. They're out of the way. Then I take out a really small amount, maybe for my shopping or for my luxury expenses. Then, once you're in the month and you're living your life and everything is going well, great. If not, you always have that money that you saved for buying that so-called skincare product. You don't need the skincare product anymore. Take that out and use it for your daily expenses, which basically means that I never, ever, ever do my so-called shopping right in the beginning of the month.